Hello, this is Chris Linder, and this is my report for CIS 1402. Today I'm talking about the RME MADIface XT. This is the world's first USB 3.0 audio interface. An audio interface is a tool that works with a computer running a digital audio workstation. A digital audio workstation is software that emulates all the tools, functions, and processes that you would find in a recording studio. The interface receives analog signals and multiple analog signals, not just one, converts them to digital, sends them to the computer, where the computer can process each signal individually, and then sends it back to the interface, where it's converted back to analog, and then out the speakers. Up until now, interfaces have operated with USB, USB 2.0, Firewire, Thunderbolt, or PCI. RME has made the first USB 3.0 audio interface. 3.0 is significantly faster than any of the other types of data transfer I mentioned. And this is significant because with slower speeds, we run into issues of latency. Latency is where there is an audible delay in between when a signal is created and when it is received. So basically, if you have a guitar and you're running through an interface with a computer, okay, and if it's a USB 1.0 audio interface, which are considerably slower, then when you play the guitar, you will hear delay from when the note is played to when you actually hear it. It's a little surprised because USB is 12 megabits per second, whereas, USB 2.0 is 480. USB 2.0 does work a lot faster. Firewire works great too. But 3.0 at 5 gigabits per second just blows everything else out of the water. So let's briefly look at some of the statistics here. As I mentioned, it's USB 3.0 compatible. This one is also backwards compatible. It works with 2.0, and if you have a PCI Express card, it will work with that as well. It can simultaneously process 196 inputs and 198 outputs. The additional 2 outputs would be your monitor outputs. It has 24-bit processing at up to 192 kilohertz. There's 2 audio inputs on this, and it's significant to mention that they are XLR TRS combo jacks. Let's scroll back up and look at the picture, and I'll show you what that means. So I'm going to hover the mouse over this, and on the right side you can see a picture of the input jack. Whoops. Okay, well, we'll do it like this then. Alright, so this is your XLR jack. These 3 holes are the inputs for the 3 pins on the XLR plug. All right, if you've ever looked at a microphone, if you've looked at the bottom of it and you've seen those 3 pins, those are XLR. That's an XLR connection. Okay, there's also this hole in the middle. So that means you can plug in a TRS jack or a TRS plug. A TRS plug looks a lot like a guitar cable, except that it has an extra ring on the end, and that extra ring means that you can either run a stereo signal or a balanced connection through it. Well, let's look at the other features on here. Digital inputs and outputs. That's something that some people like to use. There's really not much of an audible difference, but some people say that it's better quality. If you're going to get into using all optical or all digital connections, it's a lot more money. Okay, so this unit has phantom power. So basically, if you're running a condenser microphone, you need this. Phantom power is where there's a 48-volt signal that's sent through the microphone cable to the microphone and powers the microphone. Condenser mics cannot operate without this. It's not bus powered, which means that you actually have to plug it into the wall. Some tools can operate straight from the computer's power. Okay, so the power sent through the USB cable is enough to make it work. This isn't going to work that way, and it's not it's not rack mountable. You may have noticed it's a smaller unit. This is probably about half the width of a normal rack mount unit, and rack mounts are 19 inches wide, so this is probably 8 or 9 inches wide. Anyway, there you have it. If you have any other questions about this particular unit, I suggest looking it up. You can Google RME MADIFACE XT. You can look it up on retail stores like Sweetwater.com. And finally, the retail value of this unit is $2,649. That is it. Thank you for listening.